going to say the queen first.
Where you going? Coming with you? Sure. Of course.
Convocation is now in session. As Acting Chancellor, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 313th convocation. Before we proceed with the ceremony, I would like to call upon Professor Emerita Margaret Callow to present Western University's land acknowledgement.
As we begin this celebration of our graduating students, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that our beautiful Western campus is situated on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawandaron peoples, who have long-standing relationships to the land and region of southwestern Ontario and the City of London. The local First Nations communities of this area include the Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and Munsee Delaware Nation. In the region, there are 11 First Nations communities and a growing Indigenous urban population. Western values the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and of all the original peoples of Turtle Island. Miigwech.
To all our graduates, first let me say congratulations. You have worked hard to achieve this. Graduation represents a major milestone in your lives. At convocation, we assemble as a university community to celebrate and recognize your achievements at Western and to wish you every success for the future. Your learning days, however, are far from over. Learning is a lifelong process. Western has not provided you with answers to all questions. At most, we hope what stays with you is a way of thinking objectively, approaching problems with an open mind, and a healthy respect for new ideas, all tempered with compassion and empathy for the human condition. You are forever a cherished member of this great university founded more than 140 years ago. We welcome you into the Western family. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you. Today, we also confer an honorary degree upon Governor Stephen Poloz in acknowledgement of his exceptional achievements in Canadian finance and public service, having served for more than 30 years in private and public sectors and currently as Governor of the Bank of Canada. To present our distinguished candidate, I now call upon Dr. Audrey Bullis, Faculty of Social Science.
Stephen Poloz. Central banks play a key role in today's economy. Through their policies, they maintain financial stability and promote growth. Canada has a long history of central bank stability and independence, a history that has been greatly influenced by Western through research, policy advice, and alumni who have gone on to leadership positions in the bank. Today, I'm honored to introduce one of those alumni, Stephen Poloz, the current governor of the Bank of Canada. Steve grew up in Ontario and started his post-secondary education at Queen's, where he earned his BA in economics in 1978. Interested in monetary economics, he moved to Western, where there was an internationally renowned group of professors in macroeconomics, monetary economics, and international economics working on central banking issues. He went on to earn his MA in economics from Western in 1979 and his PhD in 1982. His PhD thesis was entitled Unstable Velocity, Volatile Exchange Rates, and Currency Substitution, the Demand for Money in a Multi-Currency World. According to his supervisor, Michael Parkin, his main finding was that the world is complicated and that monetary policy is hard to get right. Michael and his committee member, Peter Howitt, both recall Steve declaring at the time of his graduation that his career goal was to someday be the governor of the Bank of Canada. Indeed, Steve's career did start out at the bank, where he spent 14 years earning increasingly more senior positions. In 1995, he took a slight detour from his stated career goal and changed roles. He joined Montreal-based BCA Research as managing editor of the International Bank Credit Analyst, BCA's flagship publication. He left that position in 1999 and moved to Export Development Canada, where again he held successively more senior positions until he became president and CEO in 2011. During his time at Export Development Canada, Steve expanded EDC's reach around the world, opening offices in Istanbul, Panama City, Lima, Santiago, and Singapore. He also traveled the world himself, visiting many countries to promote Canadian business and the EDC's ability to provide export credits and insurance to help Canadian exporters and investors do business abroad. In 2013, Steve began a 7-year term as the Bank of Canada governor. His career goal had become a reality through a lot of hard work and investment in his skills. No one at Western was surprised. As governor, Steve has been a stable and independent leader working under both parties during his term. He has maintained the view from his dissertation that the world is complicated and monetary policy is not easy. In fact, he has led discussions among central bankers from around the world about how to deal with uncertainty, having faced it at home with the 2015 oil price shocks, concerns about inflation and housing bubbles, and recent trade shocks. Given his experience and training at the EDC, many believe he has been the right man for the job, especially as the Canadian economy, built on exports, grapples with tariffs and trade barriers from the US and China. We at Western agree. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and in the name of the Senate, in recognition of his global accomplishments and his work at the Bank of Canada, I ask you to confer the degree of Laws honoris causa on Stephen Poloz.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as acting Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Poloz. On behalf of all assembled here today, I should now like to invite our newest alumnus, Dr. Stephen Poloz, to address convocation.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a big day for us all. There are a few things in life as sweet as receiving the highest honor from your own university, especially nearly 40 years after graduating. I am literally bursting with pride and so incredibly grateful to Western for granting me this honorary degree. Thank you. Of course, I'm thankful to Western for much more than this. I had a wonderful time here, experiencing a giant leap in my human capital. The things I learned here have taken me very far. I entered through that wonderful gate out on Richmond Street in 1978 with, as already mentioned, a highly ambitious goal to one day become governor of the Bank of Canada and have my signature on the money. And it happened 35 years later. I can therefore honestly say, through personal experience, that Western is a place where the best foundations are built, enabling dreams to come true. So how appropriate then that I stand today before the graduating class of engineers. After all, for engineers, building the best foundations and turning dreams into reality are just another day on the job. What a glorious prospect. We live in a time when many are fearful of new technologies, particularly artificial intelligence. Robots doing the manufacturing, trucks that drive themselves, AIs providing personalized financial advice. It's been estimated that up to half of Canadian jobs may be susceptible to replacement by AI. And people ask me all the time, what is the future of work? And by the way, no engineer has ever asked me that. Now that's because engineers always seem to be in the middle of it. I mean, even in Star Trek, right? Where life is truly advanced and AI is everywhere, the outcome, George, pretty well always depends on either Scotty or Geordie or O'Brien. Now, what people forget is that this is the fourth industrial revolution. This is not the first. Many jobs were made redundant in each of the other three industrial revolutions too. But in every case, more jobs were created than were destroyed. Each industrial revolution was also very gradual, taking place over many years, and people adapted to it. In fact, they took advantage of it. Take, for example, a manufacturing worker who is displaced by a robot. Is that worker expected to go back to school to learn to write code in order to adapt? No. Those who do write code or build robots earn good incomes, and they spend them on a wide range of traditional things like food or clothing, houses, renovations, cars, education, healthcare, all those things. And that spending creates new jobs in all job categories, including in sectors where the transition from manufacturing will be much more natural. Now, of course, as a society, we need to help people adapt to this sort of change, giving them easy access to retraining and to financial support if need be. And this brings me to mind Western's motto, Veritas et Utilitas, truth and usefulness. The truth is that jobs will change because of AI, but with time and adaptation, everyone can remain useful. And I assure you, this is how it has worked throughout history, and this is how it will work this time. Demographic forces are actually helping, as Canada is aging and workers are getting harder to find. By 2025, all of our workforce growth here in Canada will be coming from immigration. Today, there are over 500,000 job vacancies in Canada, in every sector of the economy. And the issue that's raised with me most often by Canada's CEOs is the shortage of skilled workers. So you, the graduates of 2019, are already perfectly positioned to succeed in the world I've just described. So, what can I offer you by way of advice as you begin your next chapter? Well, I suppose mainly the benefit of hindsight, which is something I have in ample supply. So what does that hindsight tell me? That I expect that you will someday be as gobsmacked as I am by all the change that you will have witnessed. Now, I graduated from Western in an era of punch cards and mainframe computers. My thesis needed to be hand-typed, every page error-free, on special quality paper. There was no editing on the screen and reprinting the page back in 1981. Meanwhile, my own professional field has changed continuously since I graduated. My views have evolved, even though those great foundations I mentioned earlier, well, they've never shifted. In short, I've spent much of my time since I graduated learning new things in order to succeed. Well, thank goodness, Western has taught us all not just the things we must know today, but how to learn the things we will need to know in the future. If you are looking for my advice, it would be to keep up the daily learning habit when you walk out of that gate. Read widely, of course, but mainly ask questions. You can learn more by talking to someone over a coffee, or preferably a beer, than you can learn in a whole week while reading a book. Buy yourself a nice notebook as your reflection journal. Buy it this weekend. Use it to keep a record of the little tidbits you learn along the way, whether it's about your field, other fields, or about people, especially about yourself. Because that's the other thing that will change profoundly, and that's you. Today, you are the sum of your life experiences to this point. Think about all the forks in the road that you've encountered already, even at such a young age. Yogi Berra once said, "When you come to a fork in the road, take it." So he was absolutely right about that, because each fork in the road will teach you something about yourself, about your fundamental values. And it's worth recording some of those thoughts in your new reflection journal. It will help you understand yourself and others as you make your way. Be yourself, and you will always be in fashion. Now that's for tomorrow. Today is about you. It's about pride, and it's about gratitude. You should be very proud of yourselves. You've got a crucial step completed, crucial to opening many paths to the future. And while basking in that achievement, don't forget to thank those special people who helped and supported you along the way, because nobody gets here on their own. I know I would not be standing here today were it not for a lifetime of support from my partner, Valerie. Nor would I be standing here today were it not for my time here at Western. When they announced that I would be receiving an honorary degree, I received a wonderful note from my thesis advisor here at Western. Now, this is somebody who I found very difficult to impress back in 1980. But in his note, he said this honor was richly deserved and that I've been doing an outstanding job in an unusually volatile era. Now that was worth waiting for. So thank you again, Western, and thank you, graduates. Take this great foundation, chase your dreams, and good luck on your journey, wherever it takes you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen, for your very thoughtful address. Your more than 30 years in the private and public sectors have provided invaluable experience for your current role as Governor of the Bank of Canada. We are pleased to celebrate your achievements in Canadian finance and as a leader at Export Development Canada. Distinguished guests, please join me in congratulating Western's newest Honorary Doctor of Laws, Dr. Stephen Polas.
At this time, I take pleasure in asking the Acting Vice-Chancellor to present a distinguished colleague who is a recipient of the Edward G. Plever Award for Excellence in Teaching.
The Edward G. Plever Award for Excellence in Teaching was established in 1987. Each year, the Plever Award recognizes 4 full-time faculty members whose outstanding contributions to teaching have earned them numerous awards and widely renowned. Will Dr. Jose Herrera please step forward? Dr. Herrera has been teaching at Western Engineering for 12 years. His teaching style is rooted in high expectations, building self-confidence in students and awareness to individual learning preferences. Students collectively describe him as engaging and approachable. He is an artful teacher who relates subject matters to real-life examples and to simple analogies. His passion for teaching and his teaching style has always been admired by his students. His remarkable dedication and the quality of classroom instruction earned him several teaching awards selected by chemical engineering undergraduate students and also the Faculty of Engineering. He is also active in curriculum development. As a result, he recognized the need in curriculum change that would have so many positive consequences for students. Mr. Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you Dr. Jose Herrera, recipient of the Edward G. Pleva Award for Excellence in Teaching. Will the candidates for degrees, diplomas, and certificates please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I am very much honored to present to you the candidates who have successfully completed their academic programs at Western. I ask you to admit them to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates for which they have been recommended by the Senate of our university.
Under the authority vested in me by the Senate, you'll be admitted to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates as shall be announced by the public orators.
Will the candidates please be seated? Mr. Chancellor, graduating students, colleagues, and distinguished guests, convocation is the single most important time of celebration in the life of the university. Today, we honor those graduating students who, through determination, hard work, and intelligence, have met the demanding standards of a Western degree. Today is also a proud day for all of us associated with Western, including our Board of Governors and Senate, our faculty, our staff, alumni, and our friends in the community. It is wonderful to see so many members of our community of learning who have taken the time to join us and celebrate this important day in the lives of our graduates and the life of the university. Today, those of you crossing this stage will join a special group known as Western Alumni that numbers more than 300,000 alumni in 150 different countries around the world. Ms. Lisa Richards is here representing the Alumni Association, and I would ask her to stand and be recognized. Western Board of Governors is charged with the responsibility for the overall governance of this institution. Today we have with us Professor Cabret McWannett, representing our Board of Governors, and I would ask him to also stand and be recognized. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the parents, spouses, partners, children, relatives, and friends of our graduates are here today. This celebration would not have been possible without your loving support. I ask that our graduating students please rise once again, turn around and face your family and friends, and give them a round of applause for supporting your journey. Now let me congratulate once again the remarkable students who graduate today with Western degrees. Today you become partners in outstanding academic achievements of the University of Western Ontario. My warmest wishes to each and every one of you. Before we proceed, I have two special requests for those of you in the audience. First, as a courtesy to all graduates and their families, please hold your applause until the public orators signal when applause is appropriate throughout the ceremony. This will ensure that each graduate's name will be heard. Second, we know that photographs are important for graduates, their families, and friends. As you will have heard before the ceremony, we were pleased to provide each graduate with a photo of this special occasion. We ask that you remain in your seats throughout the ceremony and feel free to take pictures from there. I now call on the public orators to introduce the candidates for degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the Faculty of Engineering for the degree Bachelor of Engineering Science: Samir Mohammed Osman Abdel Rahman, Basil Agrom, Farnam Ahmed. Junliang I, Khalid Salal Al-Salami, Ashley Veronica Aliberti. Sarah Al-Sadi, Ashley Allen, Abdullah Al-Jalawi.
No problem, sir.
Carly Brett Armstrong, Khalid Mohammed Askar, Brandon Mark Stanley Assing. Christopher Nathaniel Bailey, Cody Beard, Isaac Ward Beatty Booth. Christopher Joseph Bayshard, Janhavi Behal, Joseph Bell.
Ravina Burde, and that's Bertone.
Ravina Berde, Julian Marcel Bertoni, Braden Michael Simon Bertrand Hopper.
The last one is Bobier, and that's Tamer.
Tamer Bilal, Naoli Christina Lamera Antunes, Curtis Michael Bobier.
To the far end, and that's
How do you say?
Bowen, that's the third one.
Kieran Terrace Bodek, Alexander Bogdan, Jamal Bowie Bown.
That surname is Busigian.
George Busigian, James Braden, Michael Edward Bradshaw.
That's Brunke, and I guess Buffalino. Buffalino.
Selena Lisa Brown, James Liam Brunke, Mitchell Luca Buffalino.
So that's Guano. And Xiao Tsai.
Julia Buono, gold medalist. Xiao Chai, Alejandra Calava.
I think that's just one name, Chen.
Avery Linda Casey, Luning Chen, Tong Cheng.
Korostecki and Shalsky Listwan. Shalsky.
Mark Chorostecki, Rachel Chui, Martin Chasalski Listwan.
I'm just going to check that.
Matthew Ryan Clark, Cameron Alexander George Cleater, Sheldon Coates.
This is Ben Cogswell, and then you will read the.
Ben Cogswell, Benjamin Douglas Congrim, gold medalist. Craig Anthony Cook.
Cornell.
James Cooper, Jenna Marie Corbeth, Kathleen Cornejo.
Okay. Kasuli Kuse, and that's Sergian.
Surgeon.
Sai.
Yeah,
You got it?
Svianovich. Andrew Cottrell, Vladimir Kasuli Kuse, Surgeon Svianovich.
Sichen Dong and Dale. Check it out.
Shichen Dan, Morgan Patrick Davies, Kira Deal.
DeSico.
Brandon Connor DeSico, Nathan Dimla, Jordan Dobson.
As it's.
Brennan Stefan Donato Visbal, Jonathan Dooley, Luis Dorado Gonzalez, gold medalist. Marcus Dotterman, Braden Agatz Martins, Christopher Eade.
Ella Zabawi.
Hadi Mograbi, Mohammed Elizabawi, Mohammed Elzak. Jory Elliott, Bashir Fadel, Chui Fan. Anthony Fazzolari, Lauren Carly Flacco, Lauren Elizabeth Flanagan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the graduates who have crossed the stage thus far.
Dionysius Ian French, James Daniel Gale, gold medalist, Shri Shakvadhar Ganavarapu. Rocio Nicole Garcia, Maria Garcia Matiz, Alexander James George. Mahmoud Ganoum, Nicholas Anthony Galicio, Adam Gillis. Yongsen Gong, Sarah Leanne Gowdy, Luke Gregoris. Alexander Joel Grenier, Eric Groelman, Conrad Hass. Ayman Hashisho, Trevor James Habe, Michael Ryan Hare. Kelsey Naume Hall, Andrew Hart, Ryan Hawkins. Siuan He, Yufei He, Jonathan Heath. Benjamin James Heffernan, Michael Allen Henderson, Nathaniel Graham Holmes. Yannick Hood, Jacob Howe, Yuanqi Yuang. Corey William Huffman, Khaled Humaid, Jason Michael Hutchinson.
So you've got two girls.
Kelsey Hines, Nicole Tamiko Ing, Dax Inman.
Okay. Junsu, Jeha, and Zhao. Yeah.
Yonsu Yang, Mohammed Shah, Balraj Singh Shah.
Okay, so that's Renzi, Zhao, Zhang, Jiang, and Zhao.
Renzi Jiang, Xiang Jiang, Zihao Zhao. Mohammed Ali Jilani, Delphine Archanjo Jumbo Zhao, Emily Kaiser. Karen Kalra, Shivang Ashikumar Katawala, Adam Paul Keller. Samay Chan, Suyong Kim, Elliot Klein.
This last one is Kusera.
Cristiano Andre Rodriguez Kundo, Farzad Kushar, Zachary Nevio Kushera. Zachary Benjamin Kula, Justin Ryan Labe, Alina Naja Karim Laji. Elise Lariviere, Joyce Shihang Lee, Patrick Suwan Lee. Brandon Derek Lee Tai Fu, Nathan Su Hisien Lee, Patrick Brian Leon.
Is that last one?
Michael Scott Levis, Jason Yaching Lee, Shishang Lee.
Junri, Shuhang, and Yang.
Yanhu Lee, Suyang Lee, Yangzi Lee. Yiju Lee, Matthew Wayne Lim, Shannon Claire Linnane. Holly Shimei Liu, Tiing Liu, Yifei Liu.
So Zhang Xing, and that's Lagoon.
Zhenzing Liu, Daniel Laguno, Oliver Lowe.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been very patient. Let's take a moment to congratulate the graduates who have crossed the stage.
Mario Richard Landois Lorenzo, Shi Luo, Thomas Jeffrey Machado. Matthew McLean, Quinton Xavier Madruga, James Malcolm. Wesley James Howard Mann, Luis Iris Elias Manuel, Aaron Joshua Martin. Connor Dean Martin, Devin Edward Martin, Cyrene Daya Naga Martins. Carlo Antonio Mastro Giuseppe, Alexandra Marie Matias, Connor Dennis Macaulay. John Albert McConkey, Medalitzo Senkawa Machina, gold medalist, Bridget Suzanne McMillan. Amin Ahmed Madawi, Rachel Megadish, Patrick Merritt. That's me. Camila Mihalik, Futi Tango Gongo Philippe Mingus, Krishnan Mohan Varadarajan. Stefan Moinescu, Benjamin Robert Morrish, Muveno Pascal Elia Mukaza. Cameron Mulligan, Vaughn Killian Murphy, Jananan Mathalaligan. Stephen Myers, Clurio Antonio Das Neves, Jessica Joanne Newby. Amanda Yun San No, Jackie No, Kevin Goyen. Shania Melinda Nicole, Colin Douglas Nowers, Andrew Joseph O'Brien. Daniel Charles O, Dong J. O, Ibrahim Uda. I think I pronounced it right. Haley Joy Overend, gold medalist. Haley Overholt, David Pacifico. Gotham Padma Kumar, Joey Adrian Panike, Alec Manvir Parhar. Lysandra Parise, Christopher Paskarak, Krishnan Kripal, Shirish Kumar Patel. Nishil Tikendu Patel, Nishil Patel, Stephanie Judith Pereira. Mark Corey Peters, Alexander Franklin Peroni, Craig Piachik. Aiden Stewart Potts, Alexander Stephen Powell, Yang Chu. Mark Rabinovich, Kevin Joey Rosinski, Jake Traub Raw. Hassan Raza, Joshua Joseph Redding, Eric Dugald Robinson.
This is Roby Mauricio Ruiz Rivas.
Matthew Scott Robinson, Natalie Roby, Mauricio Ruiz Rivas.
So this is right first, and side
Mimi Ripers, Shifa Sadadadin, Sarah Sago.
This is Sinisha Saki.
Nikita Sani, Mariam Sajad, Sanisha Sakik.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sensing some pent-up enthusiasm. Let's take a moment to congratulate.
Segovia, and this is the first one here?
Yeah, and you don't need to do that. Just, yeah.
Okay.
You really need to wait on this one.
Reed Edwin Schneider, Austin Jeffrey Seaver, Robert Love Segovia.
So this is Mohamed
Yeah.
Shubaya Shusen Susin.
Okay. Okay. Mohamed Shilbaya, Shushan Shrestha, Christian Singh. Okay. Raja Singh, Adarsh Sohi, Lovedeep Somal. Jayang.
And this is Sonoski.
Sonosky. Okay. Jayang Sung, Brandon David Milton Sonosky, Mariana Sostarik.
Sperduti. And this is Raghav Valva Srikant.
Okay. Connor Michael Suliar, Matthew Joseph Sperduti, Rajav Balab Srikanth. Katarzyna. Eric Alexander St. Pierre, Harrison Andrew Steele, Desiree Katarja Steiger.
This is Stockholm.
Stockholm.
This is Stoddard.
Kiefer William Alexander Stevenson, Mark Paul Stoschel, Ian Harrison Stoddart.
So this one's Sube. Just ignore that.
Okay. Noah Samuel Stotland, Aaron Subang, Brian Stratman. Jack Thomas Supple, Vladislav Schwartz, Michael Robert Sweeney.
This is Agaston, Chauncey, and this is Slakey.
Bilal Ali Syed, Augustin Spessy, Nicole Elizabeth Maria Schlage. Quinton Timothy Tack, Lena Tawfiq, Siran Thuruganam.
This is Anastasios Trifonopoulos.
Trifonopoulos, yes. Okay. Henry Tran, Anastasios Trifonopoulos, Kenneth Darby Tyndall, gold medalist.
This is Bali.
Andrew Douglas Valley, Jacob Van Lannen, Nicholas John Van Osh.
This is Vladitich.
Vladitich. Lucas Anthony Ventura, Salman Varani, Stefan Vladitich.
These guys are both pronounced Vegi.
Vegi.
And this is
Okay.
Vukovic.
Vukovic. Paul Andrew Vegi, Peter Vegi, Nicholas Vlukovic.
Waddell. Howenji.
Wenji.
J.
J.E. Okay. Brent Warren Waddell, Huen Chi Wang, J.G. Wang.
This is Shu. And this is Wares.
Kai Wang, Shu Wang, Tyler David Wares. Derek John Webb, Stuart George Wilcox, Ryan Wesley Wood. Alexander James Woodcroft, Kylie Hunt Woodman, Ya Wu.
These are Shu. Jinzhao.
Jinzhao. Bowen Zhu, Jinzhao Zhu, Felix Kenji Yan. Shuyun Yao, Shanjith Yasotharan, Hauhu Yi.
This is yours. This is Gahe.
Christian James Yours, Graham Patrick Young, Ivan Gahe Young.
I'll give you a minute to read them. They're all fairly.
Yaman Zara, Juan Miguel Zapata Prado, Raja Zeb.
This is Hangzhou Yo.
Yeah.
Z Shu Zhu. So you go over to
Dazhang Hanzhou Zhu, Zizhu Zhu.
There's just two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Zenzi Zhu.
Fatima Zura. Zenzi Zhu, Fatima Zurab.
If you're going to read this, you write her name Shaihan Tat. So say this and then make a break.
Okay. Master Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the Bachelor of Engineering Science International Collaborative. Xiao Hyun Tao.
In the name of the Senate, I grant to the Registrar the authority to confer degrees, diplomas, and certificates to those candidates whose names appear in the official program but who are not here today. At this time, I invite Miss Lisa Richards, representing our Alumni Association, to say a few words.
My fellow graduates, it is my great honor, on behalf of Western's Alumni Association, to congratulate you and welcome you. You have worked hard to complete your studies and examinations, and today you received your well-earned degrees. Western, our faculties, and affiliated university colleges are very proud of its world-class standing, and we know you share that pride as graduates of our undergraduate and graduate programs. Now, all of you join in our growing global community of Western alumni. We are all united by the Western experience, our cherished memories of our times here, particularly of the knowledge and the friendships gained. You'll find your Western experience continues as alumni, and I encourage you to remain purple and proud by actively participating as alumni, cultivating the strength and global reputation of our alma mater. It is my pleasure to invite you and your guests to attend a reception in your honor to be held in the University Community Center, Mustang Lounge, immediately following convocation, where refreshments will be served and where you'll receive your 2019 class pin. To you, your friends and families, enjoy and embrace the tributes you so richly deserve today. And remember, wherever life takes you, Western will always be home.
Before closing convocation, I wish to express my appreciation to all who have contributed to the success of the day. In particular, and on your behalf as well, I want to thank the University of Western Ontario Convocation Brass for their magnificent performance and their director, Professor James McKay. May I request the audience remain at their seats while the academic procession leaves the hall. Convocation is now adjourned.